Speaking of things that are legal, gambling is legal. We're getting ready to do mobile sports wagering here in the state of North Carolina in January if everything stays on schedule. But if you're
a gambling baby in 9 months.
Yes. I know, I'm very excited about this. And if you're in the NFL, though, it seems pretty clear to me. Don't bet on football. And there was some more suspensions today. And I'm kind of fascinated by the initial knee-jerk reaction of hypocrisy much, NFL? You're
right.
Like, I get you want to like bang on the NFL for hypocrisy, but this ain't the one, okay? Like, this one actually makes sense to me. I'm sorry, but if you're in the NFL and you make a bet either at the facility on anything or if you're gambling on football, the NFL football, that's a big no-no. The money's going to get really worked up about that. Why is this hard for people to understand?
No, this is a no-brainer. No-brainer. And basically, so they got two levels of this thing with the Lions. You got the dude like Jameson Williams and one other guy who were betting on college games from the facility. Yeah. But you've also got the guys who were betting on NFL games. Mm-hmm. And I think the way to make people get it is through two very simple words: insider trading. Like, if you just want to look at it from the idea that these are people that one would believe would have access to certain information that would give them an unfair edge, they can kind of tilt this thing. The other thing that it comes down to, like, as many of you know, I am like very much so opposed to drug testing in sports. I just think it's ridiculous for a number of reasons, like social drug testing. I get it for steroids. However, I do see the argument that if one of our guys is out here strung out on rock, it would be helpful to know. You know why? Because people on rock do desperate things. You know who really does desperate things? People who owe money for gambling.
Yeah.
Now, you just can't have this. There's no, and it's not hypocritical in the way that I think that people are putting it out there. They're not simply saying that something is wrong with gambling. They're saying that something is wrong with gambling if you work here.
Yes,
which makes sense.
Well, I would simplify it even further. I get your insider trading example, but there's a reason why things get tagged not safe for work. Okay,
yes.
Simple as that. Like now, you and I work jobs where if we're looking something on the internet, but that might be a little spicy, we can get away with it because hey, research, right? It's research. But if I'm a normal working guy, 9 to 5 in a cubicle, and I'm looking at something I shouldn't be looking at, guess what they're going to do? It's a company policy. They're going to fire you. So I'm really at a loss as to why this is. I guess because the NFL, I guess what's happening here is that there's an unresolved argument about the leagues finally getting into bed with Vegas. And how do you balance this? I mean, Ethan Strauss, I guess I just got the newsletter, The Gambling Gamble. Obviously, it just hit, so I'll read it later. But I know where this is going to go. It's like if you're going to get into bed with this, how do you try to stay clean while being in bed with it?
Well, this wouldn't be such a big problem if it weren't for these damn phones. Right? Like, if people had to physically go places to place these bets, or you had to go to a state to do this, it would be one thing. But the danger in all of this, and this is, I don't have a moralistic opposition to gambling, right? Like, I don't think that gambling is wrong. I also don't think cocaine is wrong, but there's a reason why I don't do it, right? There is great room for disaster in this, and it does not help that a significant portion of the people who participate in these sports on the professional level are young people with more money than they know what to do with. And young people, as all of us know, are the dumbest people in the world. Unfortunately,
great decisions.
Unfortunately, in order to send them off to war at 18, we also got to let them make all kinds of decisions, right? But this is bad things are going to happen. How bad they are, I don't want to necessarily be hyperbolic about. But remember that dude, Josh Shaw, the dude who jumped out the window because he thought somebody was going to run up on him at his girl's place and then lied about it and wound up on the Today Show and then got suspended in the NFL because he filled out an application for a player's card at one of the casinos and put as his occupation NFL player. And I'm just saying all that to say questionable decisions will be made.